Hello, welcome to Creative Roots Service for Soil and Soul this Sunday. Creative Roots Ministry is showing up as an act of service for all people and all planets to help you remember and reconnect to the you who you were before the world told you who to be. Now, this is our first live today, so just bear with us while we get our heads around certain technical issues. So we're going to begin the service with a poem, and throughout this service, it's not like a service like you've ever experienced before, I'm sure of that. So we're encouraging you to stay open, stay curious about the possibility that there really is way more to life than what your limitations would like you to believe. We're going to begin with this poem by Thich Nhat Hanh. In gratitude, you have watered seeds of love in me. In gratitude. In gratitude, I will water seeds of love in someone too. I know you're there for me, and I am so happy. And when you suffer some, please call and I will come. In gratitude, you have watered seeds of love in me. In gratitude. In gratitude, I will water seeds of love in someone too. This is In Gratitude by Thich Nhat Hanh. This poem shapes and shares the beauty of human nature, because it's human nature to be in healthy connection and take care of one another. But I fully understand how we can become so separate, and how we can believe that it isn't true, that we are so interconnected and supposed to be in connection. Because I'm aware of the illusion that is separation, and I can see where this illusion comes from. You see, we as human beings are incredibly complex beings. We have survived as human beings on this planet because we've become so hardwired to respond to perceived threats. And that basically is such an interesting topic. We could go really deeply into that, but this is a service, and so I'm just going to brush over this just to help you understand why we are like we are and why the world is like it is. And when we understand that, and we can feel that that's right for us in our heart space, we can do something about it. You see, today's threats are often not quite as physical for some as they are for others, who are experiencing things like war, domestic violence, extreme weather, natural disasters. And these appear to be a lot of things that are projected onto us by social media, on our phone, on the TV, and in newspapers. And when we experience this in our environment, whether it's on the telly or on a newspaper or something, it activates our body's survival response. Each time we experience the perception of threat, our body has been programmed to prepare to fight the threat. We might want to escape from the threat. We might want to shut down and play dead like a mouse does when a cat catches it, or to please and appease and to avoid being abused, which is basically fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. Now, it's really, really helpful survival strategy, because fight, flight, freeze, and fawn mean that in extremely challenging circumstances, when there's a threat to our immediate safety, the chances are, by applying flight, freeze, or fawn, we can survive. We can survive immediate threat. And we've been hardwired to be an anticipating life just in case that a threat should happen. Now, our body is so good at perceiving a threat, a potential threat. As soon as it does perceive or thinks it's perceiving any form of threat, our brain doesn't give us a chance to think about it, because if we think for too long, we can get lost in thought. It's dangerous, so it shuts it down. It's shutting off the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of our brain that deals with logic and reasoning. Now, what happens is it diverts to the back of the brain. There's this part called the limbic brain. It's our survival brain, where we have our amygdala. And the amygdala does its job and it gets us through. The thing is, most of the threats we are getting daily are most likely from the stories we hear or what we see when we watch the news or scroll through social media. When we receive a death letter, for example, our body's reacting to the perceived threat exactly the same as it would physiologically, as if it were a threat to our immediate safety. And it's then when it's not serving, because even though there's no immediate threat, we naturally react and we contract just in case, because we're preparing for something to happen. Our brain's storing the incident because it's a very clever thing. It wants to remember all the dangerous stuff just in case. And this is what the psychologists call the human negativity bias. The more we see or hear which activates our survival response, the less we can think straight, because our brains think we're under threat. We're left with a feeling that there is always something to worry about, which creates an undertone of fear, doubt, and worry. Now, this is how films, the social media, the news, the newspapers, the fear-based stories that we hear are able to create huge divisions in our society. Fear-based posts and programs get way more publicity. People pay way more attention. Not because we want to be scared. No, it's not nice to be scared. But because it's our hardwiring, our program, it's set to anticipate life because we have a subconscious intention to survive. So when we feel unsafe, because we feel under threat, our bodies do not want to connect, because we've had to disassociate from potential threats, which we think are a high possibility because bad news travels fast. And we're hardwired to remember it just in case. So our participation is that which creates anxiety. Anxiety is simply fear of something that hasn't yet happened. It's just in case. It's very clever, but a lot of the time it doesn't serve. So now I know that you no longer have to anticipate life. I know it's now time to evolve and time to take back your mind and move away from the fear, the doubt, and the worry. And here at Creative Roots, we are showing up in your life today because we're going to help you to stop anticipating and start participating in life and start to describe a new life, your new life, one that's right here, right now. And it's waiting for you to take it with both hands. You can start today. It's free. Yeah. And you don't need to do anything other than be open and be curious and just explore the possibilities that are open to you. So it's possible to see from a new perspective, or at least consider a new perspective and actively participate. So it's good to take a moment to seek a simple solution and raise our undertone, which is how we're feeling. Regardless of what else goes on, it's how we're feeling in our body. And when we can raise our undertone, our world changes around us. It's basically natural law. So I'm going to take a moment to explain to you the poem that we read out. So, in gratitude, you have watered seeds of love in me. In gratitude. In gratitude, I will water seeds of love in someone too. You see, here we feel the gratitude, the gratefulness expressed by the poet. For like when we sow seeds in our garden and have taken care of the seeds' needs by quenching their thirst, we can water the seeds of love which we all contain within us. The poem goes on to say, I know that you're there for me and I am so happy. And when you suffer some, please call and I will come. And here we know through direct experience of the poet and of loving kindness, a compassionate act of quenching another's thirst. So through the compassionate act of loving kindness, we're able to grow happiness and gratitude in ourselves. Thich Nhat Hanh saying, he also reciprocates the loving kindness by offering to come and help in times of need. The poem then goes, in gratitude, you have watered seeds of love in me. In gratitude. And in gratitude, I will water seeds of love in someone too. And that's how the poem finishes off the poem, sharing that when one person waters the seeds of love in one person, so one person watering the seeds of love in another, the gratefulness shared results from sharing that love and gratitude. The results are more love and more gratitude with others. The poem is about encouraging people to participate and participate in life from a place of loving kindness. So we can grow a garden of gratitude, love, and kindness in our world. And I think that is so beautiful. You see, gratitude is a superpower that everyone contains. There is a lot of scientific research to say when we practice gratitude, we improve our health and we improve our energy levels and we boost our mood and we raise our resilience, which is great news. And it's certainly a great start and with plenty to be grateful for. Now, I take this moment now because I feel it's important to introduce a practice. Because a practice is a practice. It's not called a perfect, so don't worry. You know, it's not about perfection. It's called a practice because we get to set an intention to participate. We empower ourselves because we rewire and reprogram our own minds when we build a healthy habit by participation in a practice regularly. This is because neurons which fire together wire together. Here at Creative Roots, we're all for science, and it's the science of the mind and the science of our physiology. And we love to integrate that with spirituality. We believe in all religions, in all the different spiritualities, and it's like pick and mix. You go and you pick out the things and you feel into what's right for you. And then once you've got what's right for you, that's where you want to go. That's where you want to be. And you hold on to that chocolate and you just like, yeah, I'm going to keep that for later. So I'm going to invite you to participate in a gratitude practice that's going to connect us to an element of air. So it's a practice. This is showing you what we do. We're practicing. And it's giving you an opportunity to connect to something that many of us have access to, the element of air. Wherever we are, whether we're inside a building, outside, we can breathe air. We're blessed, we're grateful enough to be able to breathe, inhale and exhale. And that is an amazing resource that we all, almost all of us, can take. So if you feel comfortable and it's safe to do so, as long as you're not driving the car or anything, just take a moment to just come back to yourself, close your eyes, put a slight smile on your face. So you don't have to grin or anything like that. Just raise the sides of your mouth up slightly, and that changes the chemicals in your body. And then as you breathe in deeply, say inside your mind, I am grateful. Breathing out slowly, saying in your mind, I blow away fear. Breathing in deeply, saying in your mind, I breathe in safety. Breathe out while saying in your mind, I blow away fear. Breathe in deeply, saying inside your mind, I breathe in peace. And breathe out slowly, saying in your mind, I blow away fear. This practice helps us to physically push away what we no longer want in our life. It helps us to blow away. We're taking inspired action to do, to move away from something that no one wants in their life. And embrace and welcome breathing in gratitude, breathing in safety, and breathing in peace. And we can practice that practice as many times as we like. And it really helps us calm our parasympathetic nervous system and come back from our minds into our bodies. Another simple practice to share with you today is called an affirmation. And an affirmation is simply a statement which reinforces our beliefs, goals, and intentions. So if you could give yourself permission to participate and speak this affirmation out loud, because language is law. So as we speak these words into the universe, it makes them so. What we see and feel and experience, we can bring back to us. So I am grateful because I am able to choose kindness. So we'll say it again. I am grateful because I am able to choose kindness. See, when you begin to be grateful, even when you start at zero, right here, right now, even without any previous experience of gratitude before, or loving kindness, by starting to be grateful for one thing, just one thing, like kindness, or the ability to have a choice. Other things to be grateful for, they catch your attention. And when it catches your attention, you notice more. And it just builds up and builds up all on its own. And you didn't even have to try. So I invite you to start a practice, not a perfect. Don't don't aim too high. Let's stay real. This is about staying real and just bringing ourselves back to what can I do today? Can I say, I am grateful because I am able to choose kindness? So when we start that practice of saying this affirmation, starting with just this one affirmation, we don't have to go out looking for more, just this one. We can repeat the statement whenever we remember to repeat it. And by repeating it, we can see what new choices that you're able to make and see what happens when you do. Because I'm excited for what's going to happen next for you. I'm excited because you're participating. I'm excited for your potential as you change, because you're taking back your power that you've been giving away to the outside world, and you're taking it back and you're reprogramming your brain, you're rewiring your brain, you're building up a healthy habit, you're taking your power back, you're remembering that you have a choice, and that choice that you have can empower you. So you're helping you. You're not having to go to an outside source. You're able to help you right now, right where you are. And you're able to take that power back and take back the mind and return to your true self, who you were before everyone else told you who to be. So whether you're an anticipant in life or a participant, change is guaranteed. It's certainly one of the only permanent things that are in life. And this is because change is a natural law, because everything that is, my t-shirt, me, this house, everything is energy. And energy, it's always moving, always changing. And energy is participating through its evolutionary impulse to become more. You have a sperm and an egg, and the egg, it just grows and grows and grows. And then you have a human or an animal or whatever. And even when we make our transition, we become more than what we were. So although something might happen and the body remains, what's left with the body, it returns to something else. So it's always changing from one form to another. Now, it's either going to change from one form to another without you having any control over what happens, or you can take back your power and you're able to consider how you'd like to change, and you then can be a co-creator of your own universe. It's absolutely fantastic stuff. So it's time to participate in our lives. And I know it's only anxiety, fear, doubt, and worry that's preventing our participation. But through watering the seeds of love that we all hold within us and empowering ourselves so we can remember who we are and what lies beneath the perspectives that we have built up and rise above all that weighs us down, we're going to make a change. We're taking back our power. So now I'm going to invite you to turn inwards, to connect to something bigger than our conscious selves. Okay, so what's our conscious self, I hear you say? Am I going to get all religious? No, I'm not. Think about it. Back in, you know, caveman times, and someone falls over a rock, and they're like, who put that there? Why does it always happen to me? Was that a rhetorical question, or were they asking something bigger than you? Were they asking the universe? Well, bigger than them. Were they asking the universe? Were they talking to a deity? Were they talking to something higher and wiser within themselves? That's a question for you to contemplate. But by tuning into our body's senses and acknowledging there's something that really is present, that's more than just who's talking, we can really start making a difference. We quieten down enough to pay attention to our thoughts and emotions and sensations in the mind, knowing that it's okay that they're there. I mean, they're there, aren't they? Because it's our mind trying to keep us safe. And that's okay. But by practicing, we're able to raise our resilience, because we know, these thoughts are anxiety. It's not really. Is it real? Is this threat real? Maybe not. And if this threat isn't so real and immediate, so it isn't a threat to our lives right now, this here moment, we can start to take back our power and do something positive, something really helpful to move from that place. So we're going to acknowledge that there's something excuse me. So we're going to acknowledge that there's something more than just our minds going on here. And we're grateful because our mind did the best job it could, it always has done, to get you to this here now moment. It's only done the best it could. You wouldn't have done anything else. You just try different things. It either works or it doesn't. And I want you to know, no matter where you are at right now in life, there is no wrong way. No, there is no wrong way. I want you to know you're exactly where you're meant to be right now. Yeah? Exactly where you are is where you're meant to be. You have always done the best you could with what you had at the time. And that brought you to this moment. And here in this moment, you have got the power to choose change. Maybe no one's ever explained that to you before. I'm here to explain that to you today. You've got the power to choose change. You can't choose change if you don't realize you haven't got it. Yeah? So all you need to do is participate. And remember to water your internal seeds of love, of peace, of security, of safety, and abundance. And from this moment, you will see your life unfolding before you. You, like the seeds, contain the infinite potential for growth. We are now becoming evocateurs of our future selves. That's so exciting. We're participating in and as our presence on this planet from a place of gratitude. Like, think about the amazing impact we can have just if each one of us just tries to be a little bit more grateful each day. We're going to become more responsive, less reactive. We're going to be kinder to other people, kinder to ourselves, and believe me, we all need it. So this is why it's really important to take back your power. So I'm grateful. I am grateful for gratitude. I'm grateful to be alive, awake and aware today. I am grateful for the power of the internet. I'm grateful for the space and place to connect. I'm grateful for the birth of a new kind of ministry where we can join regardless of faith. We can join regardless of place, and we can join regardless of belief systems. I'm grateful for the integration of science and spirituality, where we can see what was and we can see how we can prove things and actually find the facts. It's awesome. And I'm grateful for people like Thich Nhat Hanh and their poetry and what they've gifted to the world, so we can see and connect with ourselves through nature and all the wonderful things that there is. I am grateful that I have a choice and that I can choose loving kindness every day, and I can choose loving kindness today. I am grateful that I can water the seeds of love in another and they in me. And that's what we're aiming to do at Creative Roots. We're aiming to water the seeds of love in you. And maybe you'll be another instrument in this planet to help us live in a much kinder, peaceful place where we can all live a safe, secure life. And from this space and place of gratitude, I recognize right here and right now there is something higher and wiser integrating. I recognize the power and presence that is love, and a love that connects us. A love so expansive, it exists beyond mind and matter. It's a love so deep, it's deeper than space or time. And I recognize this love only knows its own name and nature. Its very nature is law, that there is only one love. And this always acts in integrity with itself. It's never against itself, and always in all ways supporting highest good for people and planets. This love, it doesn't go to war, it doesn't see separation, it doesn't pick on people, it doesn't bully, it doesn't try and be bigger. It knows that we're all equal, it knows that we all matter, it knows that we're all important, we all have a place and a purpose to be here right now in this moment. And this love exists in all of life, always, in all ways, supporting and nurturing life's growth on this universe. I recognize this love expands and it's growing infinitely in service to others, for all in its presence, for all in this paradigm, for everything in creation originates from love itself. Love's never working against love. And it's love is promoting health, wealth, and well-being. And it's the natural way of life, which is to feel and be love. Just look at the birds and the bees and the trees, and it's spring. Look at all the life that's going on. There's a whole lot of loving going out there right now, love in abundance. And I know that I am love, supporting and nurturing life's universal growth. Love so expansive and growing, infinitely in all service to life. Loving all in life's presence, loving all in life's paradigm, through all people here within the sound of my voice. For all in creation originates from our lineage of love itself, and our love which never works against itself, and our love which is promoting our health and our wholeness and our well-being. Our love is the natural way of feeling and being love. So I speak these words so we may be free today. I speak these words as we are spiritually liberated from the thought forms which restricted us and held us back, and I see us as free from all that was keeping us from living a sovereign life. We realize there is a natural law, a universal law which supports our very existence on this planet. And I realize each one of us has a freedom to choose. And I realize we all have the right to be safe. And I realize we have the right to live in peace. And I realize it's our birthright to become more than we are in this right now moment. So I am thankful today is the day in which we get to wake up and choose gratitude. I am thankful that we can come together today in communication, for collaboration to emerge, which is supporting a kind and just society, living in harmony with people, places, and planet. I am thankful that I can feel this new life. I release these words spoken, knowing that language is law, knowing that that law means that these healing words are an ever expanding energy which always serves the highest good and returns as results as more love. And so mote it be. And so it is, right here, right now. Ashe, Aho, Amen. As you move about your life today and every day, may you be loving kindness. May you be free from suffering. May you be safe. And may you live your life with ease. Sending much love from all of us here at the Creative Roots team. You'll find us on Creative Roots Portugal on Facebook. You'll find us here on YouTube channel. You'll find us on Instagram. And we've got lots of things going on to help you yourself so you can reclaim your life and recover you can live and reach your full potential. We are here to help rise up. With so much love, have an awesome rest of day.